Are you constantly running into issues with project delays, resource shortages, or team burnout? Struggling to figure out how to plan and allocate your resources effectively? Don't worry, you're not alone. In today's video, we'll walk you through a complete guide to resource planning that can save your projects from falling apart and help you achieve success every single time. Hey there, and welcome to our channel Next Chair. If you're new here, we provide actionable tips and guides to help you become a better project manager. From planning and execution to resource management and team collaboration, we've got you covered. Now, let's dive into today's topic, resource management. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through a complete, step-by-step guide to mastering resource management and setting your project up for success. We'll cover everything from defining your project scope and identifying your available resources to creating a detailed resource management plan and making adjustments as your project progresses. Let's jump right in. Introduction to resource planning. Before diving into the details, let's talk about what resource planning actually means. In the context of project management, resource planning is about identifying and managing everything you'll need to get the job done. That includes human resources, tools and technology, finances, and of course, time. Here's the thing. Effective resource management helps ensure that you have the right resources, in the right quantity, at the right time. It prevents bottlenecks and inefficiencies, and ultimately helps deliver a project that meets or exceeds stakeholder expectations. So, why is this important? Poor resource management leads to missed deadlines, overworked teams, and projects that spiral out of control. But with the right plan in place, you can avoid all of that. Now, we will cover the steps to do effective resource planning. Step 1. Define your project scope. Step 2. Identify available resources. Step 3. Resource allocation. Step 4. Create a resource management plan. Step 5. Monitor and adjust as needed. Now, let's start with Step 1. Define your project scope. Step 1 in any resource management strategy is to define your project scope clearly. This means answering key questions like, what is the end goal of this project? What are the deliverables? Why is this important for resource planning? Well, without knowing the scope, you'll have no idea how many people, how much time, or how much budget you'll need. You might either over-allocate, leaving resources idle, or under-allocate and end up falling behind schedule. Think of it this way. If you are planning to build a house, you need to know whether you are building a one-bedroom cottage or a three-story mansion before you can figure out how many workers, how much material, and how much time you'll need. The same principle applies to project management. Step 2. Identify available resources. Once the scope is clear, the next step is to assess what resources you currently have at your disposal. This could be your team's skills, equipment, tools, or even financial resources. It's essential to get a complete picture before moving forward. This step is also the time to identify any gaps. Do you have enough people with the right skills for the job? If not, can you outsource, hire, or train someone? Are there any specific tools or software needed that you don't have access to yet? Identifying these gaps early will help prevent any disruptions later on. Here's a pro tip. Create a detailed resource inventory that includes your human resources, technology, and budget. This will help you understand where you might be overstretched and where you have room to maneuver. Step 3. Resource allocation. Step 3 is where the magic happens, resource allocation. This is where you start assigning tasks and responsibilities to specific resources. In other words, you match your team members' skills and availability to the tasks at hand, ensuring that everyone is working on the right tasks and at the right time. Remember to consider capacity here. Overcommitting your best team members can lead to burnout, while underutilizing others can slow progress. Use project management tools like Microsoft Project, Trello, or Asana to manage task allocation and get a real-time view of what your team is working on. If you're finding this guide helpful so far, make sure to hit the like button. It helps us continue creating valuable content like this to help you manage your projects more effectively. Step 4. Create a resource management plan. Now that you've allocated your resources, you need a formal resource management plan. This plan is essentially a blueprint that outlines the who, what, and when of your project. You'll include timelines, task assignments, deadlines, and contingency plans to ensure that if something goes wrong, you can quickly adapt. This document should be accessible to your entire team, so everyone knows their role in the project's overall structure. One thing to keep in mind: be flexible. Projects often evolve as they progress, and being too rigid can cause issues if unforeseen problems arise. Leave some room in your plan for adjustments. A detailed and adaptable resource plan allows for better communication and helps ensure that everyone is on the same page throughout the project lifecycle. If you are interested in diving deeper into the topic, let me know in the comments if you'd like to see a detailed video on how to create a resource management plan. We can walk through all the key components step by step, so you can build your own plan with confidence. Just drop a comment, and I'll make it happen. Step 5. Monitor and adjust as needed. This brings us to the final step: monitoring and adjusting. The plan you made is not something you create once and forget. As your project moves forward, it's crucial to monitor resource usage, track progress, and be ready to make adjustments. Regularly check how your resources are being utilized. Are some team members overloaded while others are underutilized? Are you running out of budget faster than expected? These are the kinds of things you'll need to watch for, and when you notice them, you should adjust quickly to avoid more significant problems down the road. If you're finding value in this step-by-step guide, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We cover a wide range of project management topics that can help you improve your skills and manage projects with confidence. Tips for successful resource planning. Before we wrap up, here are a few extra tips to ensure successful resource planning. First, communicate regularly with your team. Resource plans can change, and it's vital to make sure your team is aware of updates and any shifts in the project. Keep communication channels open to avoid confusion and delays. Second, avoid overcommitting your resources. Sometimes it's tempting to push your team hard to meet deadlines, but overloading them can backfire, leading to mistakes and burnout. Build in buffers to your timeline and workload. Third, use project management tools that provide real-time updates. These tools can help you keep track of tasks, monitor progress, and adjust allocations as needed. Automation and tracking features are a big help. And lastly, regularly review resource utilization. Don't wait until the end of the project to see where things went wrong. Make adjustments as soon as you see an issue, whether it's budget-related, workload-related, or a delay in one area. Conclusion. And that's your complete guide to planning resources for project success. From defining your scope to monitoring resource usage, following these steps will set you and your team up for smoother, more efficient project execution. Remember, resource planning isn't a one-and-done task. It requires continuous attention, but the payoff is well worth it: on-time deliveries, a motivated team, and a project that meets or exceeds expectations. If you learned something new or found this video helpful, be sure to hit the like button and share it with your colleagues or friends who might benefit from better resource planning in their projects. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more in-depth project management content. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.